Between Arth-Goldau and Lugano in Switzerland, you will find the Gotthard Panorama Express. This seasonal train follows the historic Gotthard Railway, showcasing stunning views including mountain landscapes, spiral tunnels and charming villages. Nowadays, this railway journey can be way faster with the new tunnel, and regional trains along the same slower route do provide a shorter travel time as well. However, there's something really special about this train. Join me on this Gotthard Panorama Express that I recorded a couple of days ago. This is a beautiful railway line, but I'll tell you more about that in this video. For now, let's get this video on the track and let's roll the intro. Before we start with this video, let's have a close look on the map for today. The Gotthard Panorama Express is operating between April and October, 6 days a week, between Arth-Goldau and Lugano. We'll be taking the train from north to south. So we start in Arth-Goldau. After Arth-Goldau, our train makes a longer stop at Fluëlen, from where on you can change on the boats or from the boats that will go to Lucerne along Lake Lucerne. After that, we'll go to Lucerne, from where on we'll be going under the old Gotthard Tunnel to Arth-Goldau, what is in the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland. From there on we continue our journey to Bellinzona and Lugano. For this we'll be traveling on the slowest train possible. Our train takes 3 hours and 21 minutes. If you travel along exactly the same route but with regional trains, what is on board of the Tren Gotthard, what you see here, you need about 2 hours and 34 minutes. Those trains are really nice as well. I covered them in a previous video in 2021. And if you just really want to be quick, then you can travel on board of intercity trains that will use the Gotthard Base Tunnel and the Scenic Base Tunnel. Those tunnels reduce the travel time a lot, simply because they cut off a big section of the route and the speed is also way higher. Well, here's a map to give you some better understanding. We start in Arth-Goldau, from where on we'll be going to Fluëlen. The train will wait a bit longer over here, and there's a connection on the boat that's coming from Lucerne, that's going along Lake Lucerne. From there on we'll make our way up to the mountain to Gotthard. From where on we'll be going into the Gotthard Tunnel to Arth-Goldau. In Arth-Goldau we go down to the valley again and move towards Bellinzona, from where on we go to Lugano. You also see these and this dotted lines, and these are new tunnels where the speeds are at least double the speed of the railway line that we'll be taking today. So you can imagine that the travel time has been reduced a lot, and especially for international railway passengers this is great. However, the Gotthard Panorama Express is not about a fast journey. It's all about the scenery. At the last bit of this video, where I show you the views from the train, I'll give some more background information written on the screen. Like I mentioned before, from Lucerne you can take a boat along the Lake of Lucerne to Fluëlen, from where on you can hop on board of the Gotthard Panorama Express as well. However, I took a train to Arth-Goldau, basically because I arrived a little bit too late in Lucerne to take the boat. In Arth-Goldau you can also change on the famous Rigibaan. I do have a video covering the Rigibaan and also the boat along Lake Lucerne as well. You can find it in the description of this video. The railway station for the Rigibaan is basically another railway station. It's located above the tracks at the railway station of Arth-Goldau itself. It's also a totally separated system. That's a railway line that's going up on the mountain, where the normal railway station for Arth-Goldau is serving regular trains that go all over Switzerland and also Europe. This map shows from where on you find direct trains from and to Arth-Goldau. The depot where you find the oldest trains of the Rigibaan is located close to here as well. And also the trains that are being used nowadays, the oldest trains you can find on this section of the route. The trains on the section Rigi-Fits now are much more modern. Arth-Goldau is not a big station, but it's a really important junction railway station. Obviously, you'll find a bus stop at the railway station and a taxi stand, and some facilities like a kiosk, a supermarket, well, you all find it here. In terms of tickets, you can buy tickets obviously in the vending machines, although I didn't notice a staffed ticket counter here. However, the infrastructure to buy your tickets online in Switzerland is really good as well, but I really advise you to use rail passes, especially if you're traveling more around in Switzerland. This can be way more interesting. For this, I was guiding a group tour. I was doing this called together with a colleague, so I also had some freedom to film. I'm working as a travel agent, and the company where I'm working for, we also have some group tours. Not that many though. However, after we had some instructions and everybody went to their seat, I could film a bit more. And before I knew it, we already left the railway station of Arth-Goldau. Because it wasn't too busy yet, and this is definitely not the most scenic part of the route, I filmed the interior of the train. After about 19 minutes, the train arrives at the railway station of Fluëlen, from where you can change onto the boat if you travel the other way around, or from the boat to the train if you travel this direction. The train stopped here for about half an hour, what's quite a long time. So let it be no surprise that this is absolutely not the fastest trains, and other trains will just pass by. This here, for example, is the Treno Gotthard that is also taking the same route, at least for the biggest part, but well, doesn't make these long stops. The change from and to the boat is really easy at the railway station of Fluëlen. Apart from this, you can also take this boat from Lucerne to Witznau and take the Rigibanen to Rigikulm at the top of the mountain, and from there on take the other Rigi train to Arth-Goldau. But that will take you way more time obviously. While we were waiting, many other trains passed by, and in case of a delay, as far as I noticed, the boat and the train do wait for each other. While the train was waiting at the railway station of Fluëlen, and we had some time over here, I'll start off by showing you the exterior of the train that I recorded over here. Our train will be pulled by a Swiss rail class SBB RE4/4 Type 2. These locomotives have been manufactured between 1964 and 1985 and have been designed especially for the Gotthard railway line. For that reason, these locomotives are really powerful. In my situation, the first carriage at the front of the train was a special carriage for the staff. Maybe also for some food supply, I don't know, I couldn't go in there. Then, the train consists of these panorama coaches. In my situation, there were 2 at the front and 2 at the back. These panorama coaches give you a great view from the train. I mean, these windows are huge. And it's absolutely great to enjoy the scenery as much as possible. However, if you want to take pictures, I mean, this is still good, but this might be a little bit less good because of the reflection from the windows. And what I really liked, they had this coach over here, what is an old second class carriage. It cannot be reserved obviously, but it's a special photo carriage. Obviously I show you all of the interior in a bit as well. At the back of our train we had 2 more panorama coaches. Obviously if the train moves the other way around, the composition is a little bit different, and this might also be changing per season. As far as I know, the train can be a bit longer. At the moment there are lots of bookings. Something you should take in account: this train only consists of first class, and a reservation, what is also an extra supplement, is obligated. You can't just hop on. You can use any train ticket, including our rail passes, like Interrail and Eurail and Swiss passes. To find your seat, at all entrance doors you will find a note that is mentioning the specific carriage number you're in. And as I show you the carriages themselves, next to all seats you do find the seat numbers obviously as well. What I really like about the train that is being pulled by a locomotive is having these views from the back of the train, and especially if we have a scenic route like now. The layout comes in a classical 2x1 configuration, at least most obviously for first class. Just like most Swiss trains, all seats do face each other. Although personally I'm not a big fan of that, it's not a big problem for this train to be honest. There's no dining car, however there's an improvised pantry at the vestibules of this train, from where on you can order some food and drink. This will be taken at your seat, at least the orders, and will be brought to you obviously for the same reason as well. I recorded a bit of the menu. The menu might be different per season though, and at the moment I recorded this video, it was almost at the end of the 2024 season, so the menu might be different next year. You can also buy some souvenirs over here. This is a touristic train, so a lot of extra information about the route is given on board of the train as well. At all seats you'll find this small booklet over here with some more information and also about the map of the route that we'll be taking today. Apart from that, some announcements are being made as well. Something that's really nice, and I haven't seen this in any train before. You get pre-stamped postcards. You can basically put in any mailbox within Switzerland. Some extra booklets with information are located at the side of these trains as well. The coat hangers. Of course, no train tour is complete without showing you the toilets. Well, these are the toilets on board of these trains. There are no accessible toilets. And in terms of accessibility, this train doesn't have level boarding either. So keep that in mind. If you need a more accessible train, then take the Treno Gotthard along the same route. The toilets were clean, that's most important obviously. And even though this is a panoramic train and you won't find overhead luggage racks, there are dedicated luggage racks at the end of the carriages, and obviously the backends of the seats can also be used for luggage. That doesn't count only for this train but for trains in general. Seat numbers are located at the side, and because these trains do always come including a reservation, no paper has been put in from where to where a seat has been reserved. There are plenty of power sockets on board of this train. At the side or between the seats. You find them all over there. And at the side near all windows there's a small table. And right below the table there's a little bin. For the aisle seats there's a smaller table integrated within your armrest as well. It's just good for some food and drink, but that's basically it. These seats are reclinable, although there's not a handle you can find to recline the seats. You just need to push them in a certain way and then you can recline them. Even though you probably won't need it, because why take a panorama train otherwise? But all windows do have a sunscreen. And you can also find reading lights for all seats. What I personally liked most about this train was the middle carriage, at least in my situation. Here the windows can open, what is great for pictures and video. At first I thought someone was sitting here, but this is the wooden statue of Alfred Escher. He played a very important role for the Gotthard Railway line and for Switzerland in general. I'm not digging in that up too much right now. This is basically an old second-class carriage where some seats have been taken out and where you can open the windows for pictures. But if you do this and you make some pictures out of the window, please be aware of other trains and objects along the railroad tracks. I don't want to lose followers this way. Speaking of which, I hope you like this video so far. If you do so, or if it's a helpful video to you, please give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. If you have some questions, some feedback, if you just want to say hello, feel free to leave a comment. And if you'd like to see more trip reports about more sustainable ways of transportation, the main focus for this channel is long distance and or international traveling. Sometimes there are exceptions of course, but then hit the subscribe button. For now, let's continue with this video. And I'll continue with the views from the train. I mean, this is where this entire video is all about. So sit back, relax and enjoy the ride. I give some written information on the screen as well. That was a beautiful ride. I hope you liked this video. If you did so, or if it's a helpful video to you, please give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. And if you like to see more trip reports of more sustainable ways of transportation, the main focus for this channel is once again long distance and or international traveling, then hit that subscribe button if you haven't done this already. Before we really end up this video, one last thing. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you are interested in other trip reports, of course you can find them on this channel, and something else you find in the description of this video on YouTube is a link to a map, and on this map you can find all videos as well, but then on a map. See you on the next video.